Okay, I'm live. That's good. Good. I'm alive. Possibly. We hope. Let me add something. Not fun. Just okay. All right. Still max 360 p.m. How do I fix that? Hmm. Uh, I have to do more research to figure stuff out. Hmm. I don't know. But just a fun fact about deuterium, which is just uh. Let me. Bam. Bam. Deuterium is an isotope of hydrogen and it has an extra neutron. And D2O is heavy water. Crazy. That's a fun fact over. Time. Let me turn on the music. Some high quality song. Alright, that should hopefully be fine. Now time to show off my prodigious geography skills. Because one thing is I know geography very well. This here is the Ontario of a GeoGuessr, the 195 states recognized by the UN. All this right here. And I actually know from memory know all of this. I spent way too much time learning geography and I've actually played this before. So I'm gonna show how well I can do it. And I'm even gonna show off a bit and tell you some things. Alright. Slovenia, former part of Yugoslavia. This small country right there, part of Yugoslavia. And yeah, the capital. I'll try to say the capital, but I don't know all. And then we have Denmark, bam, the capital of Copenhagen. And actually, Greenland isn't an independent country. It's actually part of the part of Denmark. So yeah, capital of Copenhagen. And Eswatini, right there, formerly called Swaziland. So think absolute monarchy and was part of the British Empire. Eritrea, right there, was formerly part of the Italian Empire. A lot of the stuff that I know is just what empires they're a part of. But sometimes know the capital, especially like I don't know Africa very well or Oceania. Just really a lot of the islands. The islands of like, you know, the Caribbean and uh oh I know North Korea, yeah, it's over here. Capital is Pyongyang. Simple. Yeah, I've done all this. I know it all. I'm just kind of flexing my geography skills. Burkina Faso's right there. Yeah. Burkina Faso was formerly part of the French Empire. Vanuatu is one of these islands. These islands are the most difficult because it's just a bunch of dots and dashes. Mali right here, which recently had a coup, not recently, had a coup like half a year ago or something, formerly part of the French Empire. East Timor, bam, down there, formerly Portuguese. Liberia, which the flag is similar to a certain country over here, and that's on purpose because Liberia was kind of a colony of the US, not really. What really is that uh freed men, which are like slaves that were freed, some people like sent them off to Africa so they could, go back, and they founded the colony of like Iberia. Kind of was a colony, kind of wasn't, but it was eventually became independent and was one of the two countries that were actually independent in Africa. Then Cote d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast, very similar to the Irish flag, right there, known for its ivory, Ivory Coast, and was French from my memory. Though a bit of West Africa is fuzzy. New Zealand, right down here, often forgotten on maps, formerly British, with its capital of Wellington, not Auckland. Nicaragua, it's more like the two flags have purple, formerly Spanish, right there. And I know it's like name has something about the water. Yeah, Managua, the capital. Solomon Islands are just down here. I don't know much about the Solomon Islands. Brazil, fortunately Portuguese, and its capital is Brasilia, not like Rio or anything. Brasilia. All right, Somalia. Was formerly Italian. Well, actually split between like the main long part was Italian, and the top part was British. It's called Somaliland. It's actually kind of a breakaway region. El Salvador, with its capital of San Salvador, right down there. Japan, fairly easy. Capital Tokyo, Japanese Empire, and all that. And I guess uh, El Salvador was Spanish Empire. Ethiopia, the other country that wasn't carved up or like taken in the Berlin Conference in the scramble for Africa, though eventually was conquered by Italia, with its capital of Addis Ababa. Yeah. Brunei, formerly British, part of British Malaya. Malaya. Bam. Cyprus was like also British, and it's kind of split between like Cyprus, which is like the international recognized one, which you see here, has some like British territories there, and the Republic of North Cyprus, which is like Turkish. Mexico, uh, formerly Spanish, with a capital of Mexico City. Namibia was actually first German. It was conquered by Germany, and then they lost it in World War One to the UK, right down there. Iran, it's for most of history has been known as Persia, like a large thing right here, and its current capital is Tehran. Kazakhstan, where Borat is, formerly part of the Soviet Union, though when it collapsed, it broke away. It's the largest landlocked nation. Bam. Nigeria, I think it's Abuja. I know like it was Lagos, but I think they changed it. And it's the most populous country in Africa and formerly of the British Empire. Bam. Yeah, I'm right. Woo. Okay. Tonga, which is just a small little thing. One of these. This is like, yeah, I got it. See? No need to worry. It's all fine. Still, the flag seems a bit stretched. Belgium, formerly part of the Dutch, then it broke away in like the 1800s. And capital is Brussels. And it's split between uh, the French-speaking Wallonians and the Dutch-speaking Flemish. It's like two main regions. It also has some Germans, but they're very small. Togo, which was, from what I remember, uh, German and then was split between well, it's like it used to be bigger under the Germans, but then when they lost it, it got split. And the main part that's visible is that was French, from what I remember. Sao Tome and Principe was, from what I remember, Portuguese. All right, the Gambia, which is like a river. It just like it's really on like on the Gambia River. You can like see the shape. It used to be British, and they had like 10 miles either side of the Gambia River to where it was navigable. All right, Lebanon, formerly French, a little tree on a flag, and its capital is Beirut. United Kingdom, very simple. The UK up here. Formerly, it was the British Empire was the largest country ever, controlling about around a quarter of the world's landmass and population. And its current capital, the UK, which the full name is United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. The capital is London. Bam. Cambodia, I think it was part of French Indochina. I think I don't remember what capital is. Uh, I I was nowhere against that. Malta was formerly British, right down there. South Korea, very simple, Seoul. That's the capital. Burundi was a German colony, and then when it lost World War One, Belgium gained it as part of its colony. All right. Venezuela, formerly Spanish, then it revolted with Simon Bolivar, and its capital is Caracas. Wow. Uh, Uzbekistan, which was part of the Soviet Union. La France, uh, France, very common, make a lot of wine and stuff. And if and it actually, France's largest border is actually with Brazil because France owns French Guiana, which is a colony right there. So it's a large border is actually with Brazil. And its capital is Petty. Norway has a lot of oil. Capital is Oslo. Oslo was part of under Denmark and then under Norway until they finally get independent. I think 1908. All right, Tuvalu. You can tell by the Union Jack up here that it was British. There we go. Vietnam, formerly split until the Vietnam War, right after it, and its current capital is Hanoi, and Saigon, which was the former capital of South Vietnam, is now Ho Chi Minh City, but its capital is Hanoi. It was also formerly part of French Indochina. Yeah, Hanoi. Bolivia, another part of Spanish Empire, and it has two capitals, Sucre and La Paz. Yeah, Sucre and La Paz. Cuba, currently one of the few communist nations left, formerly Spanish, and then U.S. conquered it. They gained independence, and then communism. And its capital is Havana. Bam. Madagascar, formerly French, which is right here. Also has a popular movie franchise named after it. Angola was Portuguese, right there. Nauru, which is I think the world's most obese country. It used to be very rich, but then they kind of squandered all their wealth right down there. Iraq, formerly British, and its capital is Baghdad. Bam. Austria, formerly part of like Austria-Hungary, ruled by the Habsburgs, but then they got carved up after World War One, and its capital is Vienna. All right. Paraguay, another Spanish colony, with capital is Asuncion. Federated States of Micronesia. I don't know much about them. I know they have like a free compact of association with the US, and they're right there, very big. Rwanda, formerly German, then Belgium colony, just like Burundi, right up there. Uruguay was kind of like disputed between Spain and like Portugal, and now they're like under Brazil for a bit. Its capital is Montevideo. Dominica, the other flag republic. See the bird. And this is I always confuse it with Grenada, but I know it's up. All right, Egypt, very populated, though it's really just only on the Nile. And its capital is Cairo, though I know they're trying to like move it. Nepal, also like South Korea is trying to move the capital. Nepal, very tall country. It's where Mount Everest is, or at least half of it. It's like between the border of Nepal and China. Also, the flag's very cool. It's very angular. Bam. Azerbaijan, formerly part of the Soviet Union. They don't like Armenia. Qatar was also was British and has a lot of oil wealth. And I know recently held like the World Cup. Tajikistan, one of the stands under Soviet Union. It's right there. Central African Republic, CAR. I know they were French, and they're right there. Lesotho, completely surrounded by South Africa, but still fine, and they were British. Bam. Hungary, the other part of Austria-Hungary, and they got absolutely wrecked by the Treaty of Trianon, I think it was. Current capital is Budapest. Algeria, formerly part of France, and then they broke away, even though they're like part of it, not a colony. And their capital is Algiers. Bulgaria, one of the two countries that lost both world wars. They joined Germany in World War One and World War Two, and they lost both. And its capital is Sofia. Lithuania, part of the Soviet Union, and also had their peak with the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, a large country. And their capital is Vilnius. Saint Kitts and Nevis. I just know they're here. Armenia, part of the Soviet Union, and doesn't like Azerbaijan. Pakistan, another one stands, was under the British Raj. So British colony, and its capital is Islamabad. Yeah. Sierra Leone was pretty sure French. It's right there. Grenada, I just know it's not here. Tunisia was a French colony, and like former city of like Carthage, like the whole Carthaginian Empire, which did not like Rome, the Roman Empire, and its capital is Tunis. Moldova, which was part of the Russian Empire, then Romania took it after World War One, and then the Soviet Union took it back during World War Two. Romania took it back again in World War Two, but then they lost the war, and then Soviets had it. And I know it's like mostly remains there, though they have a small breakaway region called Transnistria, which is mostly Russians and like Ukrainians. And Russia, of course, largest country, and its capital is Moscow. Ecuador, part of the Spanish Empire, and it owns the Galapagos Islands. Its capital is Quito. Greece, very well known for like Greek mythology and like its culture and everything. Part was under the Ottomans for a long time, and like, Byzantium and all that stuff. Capital of Athens. Mongolia, very well known for the Mongol Empire, which was the largest contiguous empire in the world, which contiguous means that all the land was connected. So the British were the largest, but it was very spread out. Its capital is Ulaanbaatar. Alright, its said a bit wrongly, but good idea. Ghana, which was British, and there. Yay. Laos, another part of French Indochina, right there. Sudan, formerly part of the British Empire. It's interesting the borders they put because they have a dispute with Egypt about their exact border, and which this is not the current line of control, it's more of a straight line. Currently, and now it's going to like a civil war. Its capital is Khartoum. The Marshall Islands, which I'm guessing from the name, probably on the US, and right there. Uganda, well known for knuckles, and it was under the British Empire. Kyrgyzstan, which its flag looks very similar to like Xbox, and it was in the Soviet Union. Liechtenstein, a very small Germanic country between Switzerland and Austria. Bam. Dominican Republic. Uh, I know it's like under like French and Spanish and like Haiti. The history of Hispaniola, which is like that island, which is the island where Haiti and Dominican Republic are, like that island. It's very tumultuous. A lot happened. And the capital is something I always blank on. Eh. Santo Domingo. Damn. Romania, which encompasses Transylvania, which were like vampires and like Vladimir Pillars. It was like under the Ottomans for a long time, like freed by the Russians. And its capital is Bucharest. Not to be confused with Budapest. Very different. Alright. And Kuwait, another under like the British Empire. Its capital is just Kuwait. Andorra, with its capital of Andorra la Vella. It's kind of been just its own independent thing. It has like two co-princesses. One of them is like a bishop, and the other one is the head of state of France. So one of the princes of Andorra is Macron, which is the French president. It's capital of Andorra la Vella. Singapore, which is just a city state, so capital Singapore, was formerly under British Empire. San Marino is an Italian city state, and actually is not during the unification of Italy. It was like explicitly not to be conquered. Palestine. I won't say much about this, but I know that this general area was under the British. What was the disputed? Czechia. Wow. It's formed under Austria-Hungary, and its capital is Prague. Okay. Bangladesh, formerly under the British Empire, and then when the British Raj split, it was under Pakistan, as East Pakistan, and its capital is, I know it's like super like densely populated, it has like more people in Russia, and its capital is Dhaka. Poland has a long history of being conquered. It was like under the Germans, the Russians, even a bit under Austria-Hungary, and it had a tie with the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, which had with Lithuania, and its current capital is Warsaw. Ireland, land of good old potatoes, which potatoes are actually not from Ireland, they're from the Americas. They were exported, and the niggas loved it. And the thing is that Ireland was in the British Empire, and it still hasn't recovered from the potato famine, which is great. Saudi Arabia has a lot of oil. Its current capital is Riyadh, and it was under a lot of it was under the Ottomans, but the Arabian Peninsula doesn't have much action because it's fairly inhospitable, at least like the deserts are. Guyana, not to be confused with the Guineas, which somehow have not come up yet, and this was formerly under the British. Its capital is Georgetown. Monaco, one like the three city-states, and capital is Monaco because it's just a city, and it's fully encompassed by France. I know it's like a bunch of millionaires because it's like a tax haven. Yeah. Barbados, trying to hear. Pretty sure it's that. Yep. Germany, which Germany has a whole history of like there's the Holy Roman Empire, like the German Confederation, which then like Prussia rose up and like unified most of Germany. Then World War I came around, it got destroyed, and then there was the Weimar Republic, and then a mustached man came over, destroyed a lot of Europe, was defeated, Germany was split, and then the Iron Curtain fell, and Germany was reunited, and now its capital is Berlin. All right, Malaysia, which was under British rule, and I know like it has like a bunch of like think sultan, not sultan, it's just some monarchies there. Israel, it's right there. I think capitals disputed were like Tel Aviv and Jerusalem. Cameroon, yeah, which was French. No, it was German. But then when the Germans lost, it was split between France and the UK. Right there. Portugal once had a very large empire with Brazil and things. It it was named after the city of like Porto. It was founded there in like the Reconquista. Uh, its capital is Lisbon. South Africa, which was part of the British Empire, and it has three capitals. Now there's like Cape Town, uh, Johannesburg, I think, and Bloemfontein. Let's see. Oh, Pretoria. I keep confusing. I keep thinking Johannesburg is Pretoria. Yeah, Cape Town, Bloemfontein, and Pretoria. Estonia, formerly under the Soviets, Russia, Russian Empire, and its capital is Tallinn. Tallinn. Zimbabwe, and also under British Empire, and it was once known as like Rhodesia. Bam. And Saint Vincent and the Grenadines. All I know is stop. There you go. Papua New Guinea, which its name is the whole thing because there are other countries called Guinea, which are in like Southwest Africa right here, and this is Papua New Guinea. And just the basic thing is that Europeans just thought, oh, they're dark skinned, it's Guinea. Europeans. See Papua, because that's the island, and it's just a New Guinea. Luxembourg, with its capital of Luxembourg. It's a small little nation right there. Yeah. Spain, had the Spanish Empire, and like they don't like Catalonia because they want independence or autonomy of some kind. And their capital is Madrid. Chad, look at that Chad face right there. I think that's like what the Wojak is like drawn, like the influence, because Chad. Its flag is very similar to that of Romania's. It's just like slightly darker, and it's named after Chad Lake, which I'm pretty sure it's called Chad Lake because when the Europeans came there and talked to natives, there's like they were asking what that lake was called, and you said Chad because that's just their word for lake. So it's just Lake. All right, North Macedonia, which Macedonians very well known for Alexander the Great and his whole conquest, and it used to be called Macedonia, but since there is a region in Greece called Macedonia, Greece didn't like them, so they made them change the name to North Macedonia. In Canada, second largest country, the hat of the U.S., formerly British, and the capital is Ottawa. All right, Colombia, formerly Spanish Empire, and its capital is Bogota. All right, there you go. Another Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, which was formerly uh, Portuguese. My mind just blanked. All right, China, which is right here, and it was once the most popular country, not anymore. India beat it out. Like very lot of manufacturing, very long history. The people of China are very old with like the Zhao dynasty and all that, which is still debated, but China has a long history of people with like the Yangtze and Yellow River, and also communist. Its current capital is Beijing. Jordan, don't mistake it for the shoes, and also the British Empire. Turkmenistan, which you can see like with the flag, the intricate designs. Think of itself like they have a lot of history like carpets or something. It was under like Russia, the Soviets, and its capital is Ashgabat. Yeah, Ashgabat. Equatorial Guinea, which was Spanish, and it was named because it's close enough to the equator. It's the equator is sitting like down there, but it's close enough. Argentina, formerly Spanish Empire, and its capital is Buenos Aires. All right, Djibouti, formerly French, and it has the capital is Djibouti. And I know it has like a bunch of like military bases because people want control of this strait here. Because the other one's fully controlled by Egypt, but this one's very split. And a bunch of oil goes through there, like transportation, like goods. So it has a lot of military bases like US, UK, like France, and I think Russia and like UK or something. I just know it has a lot of bases. Switzerland, the good old Swiss, they haven't. They're notoriously neutral. They haven't fought a war since like the Napoleonic Wars. They were just chilling during both World Wars, even though everywhere around them was fighting. And it technically has no de jure capital. It has the de facto capital, which is Bern, which is what everyone says, but technically no de jure capital. It has no official capital, but it's pretty much Bern. Yeah, Bern. Uh, Philippines, formerly Spanish, then the Americans took it over. Its capital, I know it has like very diverse, and its capital is Manila. Samoa, I have no clue. It's not right there. All right, Seychelles is a cool flag, and right there. Bhutan, Bhutan and Nepal were like the only two countries in like South Asia that were not conquered by the British. They were like border states between the British and the Chinese. The dragon flag, very cool. Bahrain, which is I know the British. Latvia, capital of Riga, Russian Soviet control for a long time. It's right there. All right, Democratic Republic of the Congo, the DRC, was a Belgian colony for a long time. Well, it was a colony of like the King of Belgium, but he committed some bad stuff there. So the Belgium Parliament like took control of it because he was committing a lot of atrocities, to say the least. Its capital, I think, is Kinshasa. Yeah. Ooh yeah, baby, let's go. Zambia, I know it's under British control. Costa Rica, it's right there. I think its capital is like San Jose. Yeah. Saint Lucia. I just know it's there. Okay. Serbia, which used to be the main part of was once Yugoslavia until it broke apart with a in very bloody conflict. And its capital is Belgrade. I know it's once under the Ottoman Empire. South Sudan was once part of Sudan. It's the youngest country. It got independence in 2014. Just 10 years. Yay! So it was under Sudan, which was under British control. Libya, which is currently in a civil war, was controlled by the Italians, and the officially recognized capital is Tripoli. Turkey, right there, was the Anatolian Peninsula where the Byzantines were, and then the Ottoman Empire. Its current capital is Ankara. Belarus, form which I know Belarus just means like white Russia. Rus is like Russian and Bel is like white. Its current capital is Minsk. It was under Russian and Soviet control. And Peru, formerly is part of the Spanish Empire, and its capital is Lima. Also had the Incan Empire. That was like the main seat of it. Sri Lanka, formerly a British Empire. Antigua and Barbuda, I just noticed that. Australia, a very large country, very well known for its deserts. Everything's dangerous there. It'll kill y'all. And its capital it was under British, as you can tell by the Union Jack on the flag. And its capital is Canberra. You can see that on there. Jamaica was I think like Spanish, and then the British took control, and its capital is Kingston. There you go. Fiji, Union Jack, British. Morocco, which was under control like the French and Spanish for a bit, and its capital is Rabat. There. Republic of the Congo was French. Don't confuse it with the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and its capital is Brazzaville. Okay. Myanmar was controlled by the British. It's currently going through a civil war, and its capital is like Naypyidaw or something. Yeah, Naypyidaw. I don't know how to say it. Naypyidaw. I don't know. All right, the Bahamas, which are down here, which were its capital is Nassau. I don't know much about the history of the Bahamas. I just know it's like large tourism. Tanzania, formerly German, and then British Empire. It allowed them to have control from Cairo to Cape Town, and I don't remember its capital. Mauritania, which was French, it's right there. Netherlands, the Dutch, once had a very large empire where they control like they had some control of. I know they had some stuff in India, some stuff in South Africa, which are like the Boer Wars. That's why, because there's Dutch speakers there. They had some control of stuff in South America. They had Guyana, but then the British took it, and they also had control of Indonesia. They made them very rich. And their capital is Amsterdam, though I know The Hague also has some stuff. It holds some stuff there. Mauritius, don't confuse it with Mauritania, which is where the dodos live before they were killed. Sad. Montenegro, Ottoman Empire, and then Yugoslavia, and they broke away fairly peacefully, at least in comparison to Croatia and Bosnia. Honduras, I know it's here, formerly Spanish. I forget the capital. Yeah, Tegucigalpa. Croatia, formerly part of it was like Ottomans, and then the Austrians took control, and then Serbia took control in Yugoslavia after the World War One, and then broke away in the break of Yugoslavia. It was fairly bloody. Its capital is Zagreb. Yeah. Slovakia, formerly part of Czechoslovakia, but they broke up in the Velvet Divorce. It was fairly peaceful, just apathy. And it's when Czechoslovakia was formerly part of Austria-Hungary, and its capital is Bratislava. Chile, which formed a Spanish Empire, and actually in a war stole Bolivia's coastline, and its capital is Santiago de Chile. Wow. Oman, which was I know British, it has some oil. United Arab Emirates, which formerly British, have a lot of oil, just a lot of things in that peninsula, the Arabian Peninsula. And it has Dubai, which very well known, but its capital is Abu Dhabi. I know Dubai has like the Burj Khalifa, which is the tallest uh, building in the world. The capital Abu Dhabi. Iceland, which an interesting of like Iceland and Greenland. Iceland was actually named legitimately because there were just like glaciers there. So when the Vikings came in, they're like, "Oh, there's ice there, Iceland, crazy." And then they went to Greenland and were like, "Oh, this place sucks, but we want people to live here. Let's lie and say it's green." Yeah, I know Iceland. Its capital's like Reykjavik. Yeah, Reykjavik. Yeah, whatever. It's some weird Icelandic word. Belize was Spanish and then got controlled by the British. And I don't remember its capital. Yeah. Georgia, don't confuse it with the state. Different things. Formerly Russian and Soviet. Well, it was like under Ottomans. It was like its own thing. I suppose like they were like they had whole histories. I'm just talking about like within the past like few hundred-ish years. There was like Ottomans and Russia and Soviet. And they got you know independence. But currently there's like two breakaway regions that are like supported by Russia. Suriname, which was formerly Dutch, and I don't know its capital. Guyana, which was, I think, French. I don't know. This whole region, I don't know it very well. Or like I know like the countries, but I don't know what's the history around them. Albania, which was like under, of course, Rome, the Byzantium, then the Ottomans, and then during the First Balkan War, it broke away, and it didn't see much action in World War I, but in World War II got conquered by the by the Italians, and then and then got its independence back when it lost. Syria, which was Ottoman and French, its capital is Damascus. Yemen, all I know it's formerly British, and I know it's like currently going through a civil war. Guatemala, former Spanish colony, and its capital is like Guatemala City. Crazy. Oh, the capital of Djibouti is Djibouti. I completely forgot to say that. Comoros, don't confuse with Cameroon. Different. It's right there. Senegal, which I'm pretty sure was French. Kenya, can you fit these nuts in your mouth? Uh, was just formerly a British Empire. It also has like a Hell's Gate National Park, I think it is, which is where Lion King takes place. Kiribati, long thing, and then interesting. If you were to look at a map of like time zones and you see like a large like thing that juts out, it's Kiribati. It ruins things. Gabon, formerly French. Sweden, which has a long history of like being an empire and then having a lot of its land taken away. And its capital is Stockholm, which is where Stockholm syndrome comes from. Or it's like it was first documented there. Botswana, uh, British. Mozambique was under the Portuguese Empire. Maldives, it's sinking. Sad. Sad. The United States, uh, formerly a part of the British Empire, though a lot of the Atlantis took, were once controlled by, I know, like the Southwest was Spanish, a lot center was French, and Alaska was Russian, and well, Hawaii. Yeah, India, formerly part of the British Raj, most populous country, really doesn't like Pakistan or China, and its capital is New Delhi. All right, Indonesia. Indonesia was part of the Dutch Empire. Very well, it's the fourth most populated country. Its capital is Jakarta, which the island of Java, just this one island, has more people than Russia itself. Russia is so unpopular. It's like Siberia. It's really only like European Russia that has people. Cape Verde or Cabo Verde, I have no clue. Ukraine, uh, war between them and Russia. Formerly, I know like Poland and Lithuania had a lot of its land as well as governments, and Russia came in and Soviet Union. Its capital, its capital is Kiev. Yeah, it grows a lot of food. Niger, be very careful with that word. Niger or Niger, those are the two. You'll be fine if you say either. And it was formerly French. Haiti, similar like French, Spanish, a lot of history there. And I think also like it was the second country in the Americas to have a revolution against a European power. The second was to get independence. They got it from France. Italy, very well known for the Roman Empire, but after that kind of cracked and crashed and burned, and it was split for like millennia, or like 3 centuries, until like the 1800s where they unified under Piedmont Sardinia, which is like over here. And it, what happened? Ah, yeah. And its capital is Rome. Afghanistan, which is right here. A lot of stuff's been happening. I just know its capital is Kabul. That's your look back. Panama, known for having the Panama Canal, which the U.S. built and funded. Well, Panama used to be part of Colombia, but then the Panamanians wanted independence, so we supported them for the contingency that like, hey, we support you, but give us the canal. And they're like, okay, we want independence, and they got it. It was Spanish. Trinidad and Tobago, bam. Thailand, uh, formerly known as Siam, Myanmar was formerly known as Burma. So Siam, now Thailand. Uh, Used to have more land, but British and French took it. Then they sided with the Japanese during World War II, but how much choice they actually had was disputed because they were kind of forced to because it was either fight with the Japanese and gain some land or die. So they joined them, but they got smacked back. It's currently under a monarchy, I know that, and its capital is Bangkok. Funny. All right, Vatican City, the Pope. And while you may think, why does the Pope have a country? It's actually based on the Papal States, which were like a country in the center of Italy. It was there for like hundreds of years, but with Italian unification, it got destroyed, and just the Pope hid behind the walls of Vatican, which was like a hill in Rome. And then Benito Mussolini was like, "Hey, we give you land, money, and we say your country. Please recognize us." And the Pope was like, "Yeah, sure," because I think Mussolini didn't want a holy war. So now the Pope is there, and he's technically like an absolute monarch. He's like a democratically elected absolute monarch, which is just weird. Malawi, I just know it's British. Bosnia and Herzegovina, or Herzegovina, I have no clue. I know like Bosnia is like the top half, and like Herzegovina is like a little bit at the bottom. And its capital is Sarajevo, which is where Archduke Franz Ferdinand was shot. Bam. And Benin, uh, French. Bam. Palau, I just know it's there. And then we get to Finland, which was I know like part of like Swedish Empire, and then again it depend. Well, no, Swedish Empire then was taken by Russia during the Great Northern War, and then I know they were like in a personal union or something. But after World War I, they gained their independence, and in World War II, they fought the Soviets. They weren't technically part of the Axis, but it was like they had same enemies, so they worked together. And their capital is Helsinki. Incredible. Look at that. Okay. Hmm. Now what else should I do? There's some continents, oceans, populous countries. It's a quick lot of stuff. They could, maybe it's on the U.S. Good old America. A lot of stuff here. All right. The 50 states. Illinois. Alright. I'm gonna do the good old US 50 states. I'm not gonna do like the capitals because so many of the capitals are like, why would you think the capital of New York is Albany? Like, the capitals are sometimes make sense. It's like, ah, yes, the biggest city. Other times, not at all. So, we'll see. So, for Illinois, right there, you can see the capital. Rhode Island, small little thing. Yeah, Providence, well, that makes sense. That's the city, but it's not Chicago. Kentucky, yeah. Who? Everyone loves Frankfort, Kentucky. North Dakota. I don't know much of North Dakota. Can't say much. Yeah, Albany. Yep. Montana. Iowa. Go for corn. The more I think is, yeah. I don't know. I don't know these cities very well. I just know like general geography much better. Nebraska, Michigan. Like it's not Detroit, it's Lansing. Who cares? Well, probably the Lansingers, but eh. Mississippi. Uh, meh, I don't know much about that. It's Carson City. Everyone just knows it for, you know, Vegas. Ohio, which look at that flag. Such an interesting flag. Columbus, Ohio. Louisiana. Baton Rouge. Like when you think Louisiana, you think New Orleans, not Baton Rouge. Hawaii, right there. Honolulu can make sense. California, it's Sacramento. Crazy. Minnesota, it's not usually showing the new flag. Interesting. They got a new flag, which was kind of there was better options. They just kind of dumped it down. Better than what they had originally, but it's not that good. Colorado, or the two like square states. New Hampshire, North Carolina, yeah, Raleigh, Arkansas or Arkansas, New Mexico, which good flag. Kansas, Wyoming, the least populated U.S. state. Tennessee, just think the flag looks real nice. Utah flag sucks. Florida is just the worst version of the Alabama flag. Like the Alabama flag is the same but without the seal. What do you do in Florida? New Jersey, which at least the background stinks. North Dakota, like South Dakota, Missouri, which the seal, man, I did need the seal. Delaware, Georgia, it, that's just way better. It doesn't need a seal. Indiana, so nice, but there's no need to write Indiana. Vermont, Massachusetts, Boston. Okay, at least that's the cap. Washington, Olympia. West Virginia, Lemaine, Le Oregon, which I think is where Gravity Falls takes place. Texas. Texas. Alright. Yeah, Austin. Not Dallas or Fort Worth or Houston or places where people actually care about it. Austin. Maryland, which people are divided on the flag. I like it. It's unique. It's right there. It's like Washington. I think you can just barely. No, you can't see Washington on here. That's sad. Virginia. Idaho. No, Idaho. Right there. Arizona, which I know some YouTubers used to live there. Obviously, Jaden. Alaska, it's just giant. Oklahoma, like native. South Carolina with their palmetto tree, it's not palm tree. Pennsylvania, right there. Wisconsin, their cheddar, and Connecticut. Wow, too easy. There's some physical features here. Well, the Ohio River. I go to Ohio, Rocky Mountains, the Appalachians, Yukon River, which I know this is Yukon. What? 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 Stupid. Lake Winnipeg, which is somewhere here. Oh yeah, Great Basin Desert, Mackenzie River, Lake Ontario. Frick. Great Slave Lake. Ooh. Gulf of Mexico. El Rio Grande. Lake Erie. The mighty Mississippi. Great Bear. The Bering Strait right here. Superior. Ooh, lucky. Tennessee. Alaska. Missouri. Salt. What? Frick. What's the Salt Lake? Ah! Oh yeah. Salt Lake City. Oh yeah. Pacific. St. Lawrence. Lake Michigan. Lake Huron. Hudson Bay. Athabasca. Atlantic. Alaska. Colorado. Not bad. We should look at Canada. North America. The US states. How the US grew. Acquired from Spain. Bam. We bought that from them to clean up the borders because those were disputed territories. Mexican cession. We just bought that after the war, ceded to Great Britain, which this was kind of the border, which is weird, and we just decided make it a straight line. It looks nicer. Oregon, we kind of just we're keep the straight line. Doesn't matter they have financial interest here. Sorry. Texas, which was it got all the way up to Colorado, and honestly is where we. I know it's the border used to be here different, like we used to have more there, but then with the Amazonas Treaty, we were treated here, but we were allowed to buy Florida. Louisiana Purchase, Louisiana Purchase right here. The Treaty of Paris, where the land went all the way to Mississippi. The Webster Ashburton Treaty, which I'm guessing is that the territory here was disputed how much we each had, so we just, you know, split it. Gaston Purchase is that we want to build a railway here, and then we just bought the land. It's like, hey, Mexico, we want to build Twain. Woo. There we go. The Origin 13 right there. And then, bam. 1802 and 1803. This is how the land that would become the United States looked like. Indiana territories right here. That's the place right there. West Florida was disputed. Well, it became disputed when we bought Louisiana, Pennsylvania, Indiana, Connecticut, Russian America. Russia used to own Alaska, but after the Crimean War, they were broke, so we bought it. Vermont, Viceroyalty of New Spain. See what I mean? There was a lot more curved, but then we got the straight lines with the Amazonas Treaty. New York, unorganized. Yeah, it's always a toss up between these two. Northwest, and this is why this is called the Northwest, even though in modern it isn't North or Western, it's like Mid East. Because if you were to look at like just this, it is North and West. It does not anymore. And Mississippi's the lower one. I always get confused which is Mississippi and oh no. Disputed right there. New Jersey, Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, which it used to have West, but Civil War broke away. Yeah, Massachusetts used to own Maine, North Carolina, East Florida, Lake Georgia, unclaimed, which this used to be unclaimed, New Hampshire, Louisiana Territory, Kentucky, Rupert's Land, which is like that area. There's a whole thing there. Maryland, the Hawaiian Islands, which were independent, and then we annexed them totally peacefully. Yup, definitely. Rhode Island and Delaware. That's kind of was there from 1802 1803, 1820, 1861, which we bought Louisiana. Some lands were disputed, and the U.S. and Canada were jointly occupying the Oregon Territory. Bam, bam, Russia, Jersey, Louisiana, Missouri, giant Missouri, South Carolina, Connecticut, York, Maine, which New York and New Jersey are named after York and Jersey, which are cities in the UK. Which also like New Zealand, also similar, but New Zealand is named after Zeeland, which is some like a province in the Netherlands. Rhode Island, Royalty, Michigan, Hampshire, Mississippi, Tennessee, Maryland, Hawaii. It's been Kamehameha the Great unified them. Well, we know he was like 7 feet tall. He had like a giant cloak of yellow feathers. Florida, Arkansas, Alabama, West Florida. Spain and the US, this territory there. Delaware, Michigan and Rupert's Land. North Carolina, Illinois, Okay. Ba-da-ba. Ah, okay. Uh, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Indiana, and Virginia. Okay. 1861. Let's see. You can see a lot more that's starting to look a lot more like. Now this is right at the beginning of the Civil War, and it's starting to look a lot more like what we normally see. There's still a bit of stuff here that's being worked out, but the East looks great, and out, Oregon, California look what was but a bit of the middle here that hasn't been fully settled, where we haven't, where there's still a lot of natives here, still looks, we still got the U.S. will still do some stuff here. Now, Alabama, Washington, Nevada. Alright, Louisiana, Dakota, large, Iowa, Georgia, Mississippi, Arkansas, Maine, Missouri, Carolina, Ohio, Ohio, Minnesota, Maryland, Delaware, Kentucky, Kansas, Illinois, New Mexico, Connecticut, Indian. This is always something I have to watch out for when this one, because Indian Territory. It seems like it's gonna say Indiana, but no, Indian Territory right here. Florida, Vermont, Tennessee, New York, Michigan, Jersey, Texas, Rhode Island, Wisconsin, Nebraska, Indiana. Had to be very careful because I think because there used to be Indiana territory, so I'm just like, oh, nope, be careful, boy. So much stuff. So many things. Oh god. South America, a lot of landmarks. See there? Ooh. Maybe not know that one too well. Latin America countries. That's Bogota. Oh yeah. This is French, and French is Latin, so technically this is Latin America. Technically also Quebec would be, because Quebec is still very much French. There's a lot of French culture, so I guess that would also be Latin America. Costa Rica, all the stuff here. Already said this, so Europe. Let's see the capitals. Oh, it doesn't have like Liechtenstein. Uh, it's missing a few things. Andorra, Liechtenstein, Monaco, uh, uh, San Marino, Vatican City, and it doesn't include Turkey, which is interesting. Because if we were to go just Europe, just showing our countries, 46. Oh yeah, it doesn't even include like Malta and Cyprus. Also, this has Kosovo. This is Wonder why they excluded so much when in regards to just the capitals. Oh wait, no, those are there. 1, 2. Oh, I don't know what happened there. Maybe it's just a different one. Who knows? Berlin, Stockholm, Tallinn, Monaco, Budapest. I know it's somewhere here. Frick. Alright, Lisbon, San Marino, Vienna, London, Minsk, Nicosia, I'm pretty sure is Cyprus, yeah. Vaduz, no. Frick. Sofia, Bulgarian, I know. Andorra is Andorra. Betty, Madrid, Zagreb, Warsaw. Technically, but whatever. Technically not, but whatever. Uh, the Western Balkans, man. Bam. Frick. Frick. Okay, know that one. Luxembourg, Helsinki, Bucharest. Frick. It'll be fine. We'll recover. Okay. Bam. Sarajevo. Bam. Just like, to Archduke. Amsterdam. Bam. Athens. Bam. Rome. Bam. Yeah. Perfect. Copenhagen. Kiev. Belgrade. Vilnius. Brussels. Riga. Bratislava. And that's passing score that matters. Yeah, just like the macro nations in like Western Balkans that I falter with the capitals in Europe. Overall, I know I'm well enough. I'm fine. Just those specific ones, though, it's just slight difficulty. But overall, it's fine. I'm unsure as to why. Maybe it's my Wi-Fi that, because I know the max for the stream, the max I seem to get is 360p, which I'm unsure as to why. Maybe it's just with my Wi-Fi. Probably, but I have no clue. I don't know. Only been streaming for like an hour. What else can I do? Let me think. What are some good options? I could play a game. I don't know. Let me look at all my stuff. Content. I don't know. Oh, there's streaming has so much stuff, man. The bitrate seems fine, so why is there so limited? So weird. That's so unusual. I don't know as to what's causing that specifically. It's very unusual. There's so much stuff, man. I'm just figuring this out. I'm just a simple Noomba. How am I meant to figure this out? So much complications. I'm just currently looking at stuff. Streaming. I don't know, man. God, having to figure all this stuff out is just a simple number. What is there to do? I don't know. I mean, I could play like. I think I know what to do. No, not that one. No, not that one. Okay, give me a second. Ah, it's gone dark. Ah, give it a second. Wordle. Ah, I got advertisements. Ah, bam, bam, bam. Alright, let's do the Wordle, see what happens. This is just on. Ooh, okay. I'm just doing some stuff, see. Trying to get some words. Well, ooh, damn. Widen? Hey! We did it. I have another idea of what to do. Just trying to fluff things up, you know. I can figure out content. That'll be fine. Yeah, this is something else called travel. Yeah, Uruguay to Greenland. Yeah. Okay, Uruguay. We start with Uruguay. We'll go to Brazil. Brazil. At least that's Miku. And then Colombia. Yeah. Panama. Trying to get up there. Costa Rica. Nicaragua. Honduras. And then Guatemala. Wait, frick. Right. Mexico. Then the United States. And then Canada. Which you might be wondering, how does Canada and Greenland have a border? Well, there's actually like an island that they share. Wow. I do so well. A weekly challenge. Ooh, Oman to Papua Guinea in the year 1880. So my guess would be something like around the Ottomans. Okay. British Empire. I can just do British Empire. Uh, they're like a Yemen. Well, let's figure stuff out. Indonesia. No, it's the Dutch East Indies. Yeah. And British Malaya. Okay. Siam. Okay. The British Raj. Okay. And then Persia. Yo, okay. We just gotta figure out what's here. Uh, United Arab Emirates? Arab Arabia? Yeah! Woo, yeah, baby, let's go. It wasn't perfect, but we did it. I did it. Ooh, look at that. Perfect. Oh, there was something there. Oh, the Trucial States? So I guess I could have gone Trucial States, Ottomans, and I guess Russia, Qing, and Siam, the same. So there's a few avenues. The Ottomans, and then classy as necessary, but here there's two options, and here again two. Okay. And you can see that like small little cut there. Like that was given to them so that then the Russians and the British wouldn't touch that tiny little thing right there. Okay. Try some stuff here. Now wait. Some practice. See how good I am at this stuff. Uh 17 max. Shortest route. Play. Lesotho to Ireland. Okay. Now South Africa's necessary. And then I'm gonna try to do this perfect. Mozambique. Then Tanzania. Okay. Kenya. Ethiopia. And then Sudan. And then Egypt. Israel. Alright. Trying to think of how to do this. Get from Israel, Syria, and Turkey. So then we're in Europe now. Okay. And then so I know from Ireland it has to go from UK and then France. God think. Numba. I have to think as a Numba. It's so difficulty. Ugh. Well, so I have alright, so UK, Paris, UK, France, Germany, Poland, Belarus, Russia. That's 6. Then Georgia, Turkey. Yeah, that should work. I gotta see. Syria, Turkey, Georgia. I know there's a way to do like going through the Balkans, but the Balkans are such a mess now. Russia, and then that Belarus, Poland, Germany, France, and then UK. Bam! I did it. Perfect. But what else should I do? Oh, let me do something. What the frick? I'm just gonna put that in the background. There we go. So that then when I bam, it's still all there. Crazy. I'm learning. I'm adapting. Okay. Well, Uh, want to see all the toggles I have? I have a few things I can do. So I can become a normal Noomba, simple. Um, I can become very fancy. There's physics, you know. Um, I can become very sad. Okay. Uh, just pity me, please. You know the sadness that's there. Um, I have my tail now. Which gets hidden if I do that. So I have my cool glasses. Yeah. Also, watch out. That's the stuff I can currently do. Well, should I play a game? I kind of did what I meant to do here. I showed my incredible geography skills. This could just be a short stream. It's been an hour. It's fine. I just try to figure out why I can't get more than freaking. Let me see. Let me look this up. How to get freaking. Huh. How do I get freaking 720p, man? Hmm. I don't know. Yeah, yeah. It seems right. So why can't I get more than 360p? Said that? Oh, okay. Hmm. Does that help with anything? I changed one of the settings. Hopefully that makes things better. I'm unsure. Nope, that did absolutely nothing. Well, I will figure this out. Why not? Hmm. 24p, 260p. I'm trying to figure this out, man. I want higher than 360p. Hmm. Codec resolution, bitrate, FPS rate. How do you get this to be higher than 360p? Hmm. Rate control, keyframe interval, rate controls, CBR to its dash. Bit rate's at 4000, which is good enough for 720p. Keyframe interval is at 2 seconds. Usage preset is at FPS. Video encoder. What's wrong? Everything seems right on my end, so why does... Ah! This is just annoying. Because yeah, my resolution's 1920 to 1080. Bit rate's a bit low, but whatever. Rate control, CBR. Okay. FPS is at 30. Keyframe intervals preset is on fast. Profile main/high. Okay. Increase the profile. Oh, and there's something called the codec. Let me see. And the codec I think seems fine. Maybe it's just a profile. I will figure this out. I'll figure out what's wrong. Yeah, on OBS it's the 264 options. Resolution is good. Bitrate is at 4000 FPS. This is an interesting pickle. I will figure out this out eventually. Why won't you go higher than 360p? I may have to look. Why does nothing work? There's video. I can look at that. But why does it have to be like this? You open broadcaster software. Can't things just work correctly? I may have to change this off stream. Why do things have to be so difficult? I have to change my system display. I don't want to get notification. This is life, man. That's life. You just try your best, but you don't succeed. Who knows, man? Life. how to talk to you. 'Cause if I don't, I'm stuck. Cause they know how to. Oh, oh. That's another eye. Hide away. Mask away the pain. Nothing left to say. Oh, oh, never thought it'd be like this. Oh, something so simple you'd miss. Oh, dealing with your nose, my hand, and speak your mind. You can't act for real. Asking me how I feel. If you really care. The music, I don't know. Things, man. Things. This just life, isn't it? I just came here trying to be flexing my geography skills. And this, why? I will figure it out. Doesn't matter how many Noombas need to be sacrificed. I will use this. I don't know. Well, maybe I could just show off my speaking abilities. I can speak very fast. Peter Piper picked the pickle peppers, the pickle peppers. Peter Piper picked the Peter Piper picked the pickle peppers. Where's the pickle peppers? Peter Piper picked. Pretty cool, right? Yeah. Hmm. Sally sold. All right. So that was one of the like tongue twisters. So Peter Piper picked the pickle peppers, the pickle peppers. Peter Piper picked. Peter Piper picked the pickle peppers. Where's the pickle peppers? Peter Piper picked. That's one of them. And then there's the other one like she sells seashells by seashore, like Sally sells. So the simple one is she sells seashells by the seashore. The shells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. So if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells. I'm gonna try my best to say that real quick. She sells seashells by the seashore. The shells she sells are seashells, I'm sure. So if she sells seashells on the seashore, then I'm sure she sells seashore shells. So that's the simple one. And the alternate advanced one is Sally sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells on the seashore shore. The seashells she sells are seashore shells. Of that I'm sure. She sells seashells by the seashore. She hopes she will sell all her seashells soon. If neither he sells seashells nor she sells seashells, who shall sell seashells? Shall seashells be sold? I'm gonna try to say that real fast. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells on the seashore. Frick, that is so much. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells on the seashell shore. The seashell she sells are seashore shells. Of that I'm sure. She sells seashells by the seashore. She hopes she will sell her seashells soon. And neither he sells seashells nor she sells seashells. Who shall sell seashells? I said seashells. Seashells. Frick. I'm so close. Alright. What's more? Sally sells seashells by the seashore. She sells seashells on the seashell shore. The seashells she sells are seashore shells. Of that I'm sure. She sells seashells by the seashore. She hopes she will sell all her seashells soon. As neither he sells seashells nor she sells seashells. Who shall sell seashells? Shall seashells be sold? Not perfect. There was a lot of tossing as I'm trying to get there, but you get the idea. Yeah, I can say things quickly. Eminem ain't got nothing on me. I can say his, you know, uh, sing his fastest song. Godzilla, film with the man with another, but you get the idea. So I don't know. Maybe we could play a game next time, Probably. Indigo Park, the little raccoon. Could try that. Who knows? I'll see. Hmm. Maybe it is my Wi-Fi that's causing this to go so bad. How? But the bitrate's fine. Why? Something's going on here. And I'll figure it out. So I guess I'll go see if I can figure out why I can't get higher than 360p. I will do it. Mark my words. This has been wyntbap, a loyal Noomba.